A plague tale is all but innocent, as the resulting World War Fauci stopped giving ouchies led to Melania and Venom having a kid with a porn addiction in 1349, before the Protestant Reformation and Viva la Vida became the Pope's entrance theme as the still powerful Catholic Church uses the ensuing chaos to swell their ranks of choir boys. Their main target? A little boy and his sister holding the key to destroying racism forever, and you tasked with ensuring their survival. Despite my fears of another walking simulator where the Q button was left looking like it didn't have dinner ready on time, this game has deep themes heavier than tungsten in between all the walking. As someone who three-peated against the Rona, it's time to take my talents to Paris and answer the important questions. Can we stop the KKK from eradicating gays? Will my little brother save his balls? And will the French ever catch a dub? Make sure to grab your favorite crack pipe, smash that like button like anti-vaxxers smash child mortality statistics, and sit back as you watch me answer those questions, and catch a few manslaughter charges in the name of YouTube entertainment as we play a plague tale Innocence on crack. Game starts with No, surely they can't be French. We start as the 15-year-old girl, Amicia, who is 15 years old. Shit.
No. You see, the child porn, it was just a goof.
Her and her father, who looks like he's about to take Whiterun for Ulfric Stormcloak, are in the Ardennes, making sure the Germans never bum-fiddle the French again as she fondles her dog. Which, judging by its fast twitch reaction... As we're testing my heat, the dog loses control and I enter top speed to save the endangered infant. False alarm, it's just Gorlock the Destroyer. My method acting as a big game poacher works wonders in preserving our land's food reserve. Shit, I knew I should have used an elephant rifle. After stabilizing from what would score a perfect 10 on the Richter scale, I promise my dog another commoner's toddler if he catches up to it, arriving at the cleanest airport bathroom. Unfortunately, the dog smelled peanut butter and instincts took over from there. She's a squirter, brace for impact.
I am having a very bad day. I am in no mood.
We return to our medieval holding where the average life expectancy matches the minutes section of a clock, and the C-section operating room is an opportunity to meet your future wife. Look at this concentration. I could stick my whole cock in his mouth and he'd have the situational awareness of a porn actress. I tell my mother about my dog and how blitzkrieging her titties would ease the pain, but she doesn't care. You see, my brother is so sickly, his genes were tested, and he didn't have DNA, he had FDA court order to exterminate him lest he accidentally reproduce, and is constantly cared for by Fiona if she was in the Skyrim Wenches mod, so safe to say he spent his Make-A-Wish provision well. Meanwhile, my father's too busy with the usual Lord shenanigans of impregnating everyone with a uterus, leading to Amicia developing the rare Dommy issues very serious.
In the name of the Inquisition, let me fist your wife!
Shit, it's Farquaad. Mom tells me to go keep my brother company, and I already despise this little shit. I'm selling him to the first private island I come across. The leader of the Inquisition, who no doubt breached our defenses by flooding our walls with that drip, is an Imperial and isn't gonna let a dragon stop him this time. Not to worry, Amicia, his legacy will no doubt continue through the plurality of the town's children. They're looking for Hugo, likely to carry out that court order, forcing us to escape the nights with the IQ of a Rotten Tomatoes audience score. Holy shit, prepubescent boy! We were running out of choir boys, balls on the table. After remembering she has a daughter, we slither through their porous blockade.
Mercy!
You're welcome, strange traveler. Beyond Venu, Hugo remembers that bad bitch he fumbled as our whole operation of escaping the people who want to make a baseball glove out of our mother is put on hold.
Mother, we can't stay here. Give him a little time.
No worries. I, for one, wouldn't mind giving babies to my slaver. We arrive to the Hunchback of Notre... You hear that? There is no logical reason for you to stay behind.
Follow the river.
I see, your titty slap will knock him out cold. A brilliant ploy.
What's happening? Where's Mummy?
How does the Old Testament view necrophilia again? Those 2 seconds she bought us did wonders as we're immediately descended upon by Frenchmen with baguettes in tow, escaping into the river and resurfacing near a village that can direct us to Lancelot, who's our only option at this point.
Mummy won't be happy when she finds out I fell in the water.
I'm sure the soldiers fisting her corpse are screeching in terror as she rolls. After my years of cereal box training paid dividends, we arrive to some folks caught practicing witchery, with the neighbors they have generational beef with as the only testimony.
No! I'm begging you! Those dirty vermin that invaded our church, that filth would attack our children in their beds and gave them the black thing!
Oh no, this is an anti-migrant town. Run, Hugo!
To stop Amicia.
Alright, my bad. Everybody take 5. Hugo here has fucking bronchitis. We get to a dead end, but a witch whose chin is built like a cash register lets us in. Look at the size of that sniffer. She smells her Sunday roast on a Friday.
You're soaking.
She might honestly be able to track her Uber Eats without the app. Me and Hugo change by putting rags on top of our damp clothes. That's brilliant. The pneumonia will be too enamored by the Dune cosplay to collapse our lungs. The witch caught in Dorothy's drive-by tells us there was a doctor whose name sounded like he rode with the Knights of the Round at the local church, but we'll never make it. All their choir boys died in the plague and they're getting desperate.
Yeah, they won't survive.
It's a good
long
thing
without
they'll
you,
never
Black.
think to look in here. We escaped our castle with auspicious vigor, chased across the village with relentless rigor. Thank God it's 1300 and there are no names. Are you retarded?
I am not stupid.
You did to the spectrum what Amberlyn Reed did to the scale.
I want to see.
Your mama dead. Dead as hell. What shoes she got on?
Amicia.
Danny, I hate you.
How he's able to outrun me with those little stubs, I couldn't tell you. We can't let that happen. Without getting my money's worth, bidding starts at $50. Shit, make it look like a suicide. We'll never suspect a thing. A D&D default character takes hold of Hugo, but anytime a Frenchman sees a vulnerable 15-year-old girl, their attention span resets. So I now have a hulking rapist with teeth throwing up gang signs looking to strip our rags. But in this cage fight, I go by mitochondria, cause I'm the powerhouse in this cell. You'd think after the first piece, second piece, he'd wisen up to my plan, but it seems his brain resembles a Picasso original character and...
I'm killing someone all of a sudden.
Call me John D with how I rocked the fella.
You killed him.
Don't know what we do without your keen play-by-play. The emaciated serf slides back, but we escape, finding a priest who just got off the set of Home Alone. And after discovering where Darunes takes us to the back exit while spilling some lore about the plague and informing us to stay in the light above all else.
Brother Morel.
That was a sturdy queef, Brother Morel. They've got the survival instincts of true apex predators. Might as well just get into the kick user's van at this point. The anti-rat playbook shares similarities with the anti-mod one. They avoid light, easily distracted by meat, never leave them isolated with underage girls. Arriving to the result of Venom getting brain from Black Cat, we finally see the light, but Venom is right on our tail and the clapping of his dummy thick cheeks signal an order for the rats to charge. Somehow making it out the Catholic Church with our reproductive organs intact, the kid finally realizes mom isn't gonna be wearing shoes anymore. Comforting him, since even I wouldn't whip a grieving child. Wait, hold that thought. How do you feel about anthropomorphic animals? We near Lawrence's farm and he has to be trying to get to Eastern Europe at this point. There's just no way. After getting through the wheat field, we get to Kaled and Mother Earth's ejaculating, run for cover! At the farm, we search for Laurentius and who would sleep in a house when you have a perfectly good barn? Stupid! Look at the testicles on this one. Backshot's about to sound like...
Nice spare.
We break in and the school children aren't immediately filled with lead upon entry, proving the homeowner's European ancestry. The magistrate Magistrate has the plague, so there goes that well-crafted plan B from pre-transition Fiora. He divulges that an evil curse runs through our veins, which is why Hugo routinely acts like he just browsed r/sounding. We'll be safe at the Chateau de Tangerine, he says, which sounds like a gingerbread house replaced with tangerines. But first we have to finish the ignifer in the barn. How will we get by the rats?
Yes, dinner time, Piggy. Yum yum.
Are the Wiggles holding an open audition? Sharp as ever, Nostradamus. We arrive to Lawrence's alchemy lab and Lucas helps me craft our first item, the ignifer. We escape, but there's news of rats spotted near the southern tower with a high-yield explosive device. After telling Lucas his master was getting his genetic code rewritten by the bubonic plague anyways, we escape to the river, making our quick getaway. Learning from Lucas that Hugo has what is called the primo pasta in his blood, which turns him Italian, explaining his lack of combat and survival skills. It evolves along with the host, meaning the world is in Hugo's hands, and judging by what we've seen, the world is a naive 18-year-old girl at a Saudi fetish dungeon. After landing, Hugo finds a shield that wields him, which looks awfully English.
Oh my god.
Are they all dead?
Nah, they're just really committed to the Agincourt LARP. After realizing every other noble family also lost their dad, we see nature at work as the horse gives birth to a beautiful litter. With Ignifer, we can keep the rats away, which works conversely with enemy lanterns. Alright, now hand the torch over to Lucas. Didn't need that anyway. I personally enjoy feeling my muscles detach from bone. Look at that siege tower. If Godzilla was about to intervene on behalf of the French, I'm sure that's giving him second thoughts. We gang up on an English soldier. Hey, let's light the brazier. After leaving the rats to eat his skin off like a Jewish foreskin, excellent pose. I'm sure that Playboy call is coming any day now.
Watch out.
Say something, arsehole.
Sucks to be those, loser.
What about them? You're just gonna let them go?
After tag teaming the English soldier, Hugo trips as his primo pasta kicks in, costing us the battle. Sure hope that doesn't mean what I think it means. I'd rather get a train ran on me than be ransomed by a man with male pattern baldness, so it's a good thing the looter from earlier came back for me, and somehow created a whole language out of bird sounds using this unique form of communication to sneak through the camp.
Is it true?
Stay down. All right.
Yesterday.
Yeah, but it was easy. Those arseholes charge in without thinking.
This is unironically the Battle of Agincourt. We arrive to Hugo surrounded by an army of guards.
The girls escaped!
And will likely come this way. My god, everybody spread out. We get him out and Amicia has had enough of her nation getting booty fiddled by foreign powers.
About that completely. I've had enough of running. Do you want some more? I still have some.
No, Amicia, you have to say it with confidence, like this. Do you want some more? Because I still have some of that TCLR subscriber X Factor. By leaving a like and subscribing, you too can rally a bunch of inbreds and wipe out whole noble families even on non-muddy afternoons. Not only do you get that and the ability to translate bird sounds into English, but also, more importantly, don't miss out on future content. Eventually, Saint Dripius appears and has the same thoughts as me. These aren't the Englishmen of Agincourt. They're the ones who won their last few wars by making sure to get between FDR's balls. Get him! At the locked sewer, Amicia catches more bodies than a Japanese skyscraper's safety net, but gets step-broed. However, Arthur is a jihadist of the finest caliber, giving me the opportunity to escape.
Hugo.
Oh god, Hugo, stay with me.
Don't say he's been bitten.
Bitten by the craving for shitty pasta.
Is this your house?
What, did you expect corpse raiders to have an 850 credit score? So, where's the cash? I guess this is as good as mine. What? Lucas told them we were practically royalty, used Benjamins as cum socks and all that, and that's why they agreed to save us, but we'll discuss payment plans when Arthur returns. So Arthur's not coming back. Our path is blocked, but Millie is an aspiring alchemist herself and concocts whatever the fuck SpongeBob ate that one episode as Amicia uses his skull as a frontal impact test. Somehow Lucas isn't noticed here. It would have been helpful to know I had Casper the Friendly Ghost as an ally. We arrive to a dead end as Lucas enthralls us with the prophecy about how only the Chosen One can pull the sword from the stone before Melly just uses a sledgehammer. After taking a nice boat ride while reliving memories of Mother, must be nice, huh? Melly shows her 100 in lockpicking and we arrive to Castle Stormville, aka Chateau de Tangerine. Using the lightning as cover... Lucas, you need help? I could come back if you want. We arrive to the inner sanctum and play a long and intricate abacus Amicia the Aryan and Melly the Fuhrer used to force all the rats into concentration camps. Before a well-deserved rest in our new home, next day me and Hugo pay homage to our deceased parents as he looks like he got caught in a reanimation jutsu, which is probably what he'll need as being Italian is enough for anyone to make like their medallions and hang from a tree. Hugo has to cross several thresholds of the primo pasta needing the sanguinis eterna to stop it, which sounds as much a special pasta as anything, and by luck it's right where they're keeping Arthur, so me and Melly set off to meet Gagne.
Did you know him? A thief. I used to work with him. He was gifted.
Yes, I can tell by the way he got caught. Millie unlocks the door and the 15-year-old girl is off to the back alleys of Detroit alone. The prognosis is not stellar. Eventually, I make my way to where the people who question the Grand Inquisitor congregate as what looks to be a rock star who can't let go of his one-hit 200-album sale wonder from the 70s teaches my next alchemical formula. Using the Epstein Negus or whatever he was doing in Paris, we advance...
Oh Lord, the sick. They've slaughtered them.
It's very astute of you, Amicia. I almost missed that. I'm able to sneak into the library with nothing but a slingshot and a dream, getting to a man receiving a primitive vasectomy. Even their medical equipment's up to par. They bring in a boy who's built like his father couldn't pull out of a whore in King's Landing and is being coerced into opening a door his father built. The mastermind seems to be one of the names in the running for most times mentioned in an Epstein document. Heroin?
Do not commit the same mistake you made with his father.
They either murdered him or injected heroin. I hope it's the former for the boy's sake. I chase after them as they detail what they're gonna do to the boy in a seductive tone, crashing the chandelier onto Big Pappy as Roderick obliterates the other's skull. He opens the door, we make our way to a giant library where after some mind-numbing puzzles...
You need to move, Amicia.
Why can't you just turn the lever with me on it? We finally secure it. The Sanguini Fettuccine. The priest who's been too sick to diddle any kids makes some remarks rectifying that statistic.
We have been watching your family for quite some time now.
He's not even
Waiting
grooming
for
at
the
this point, he's
maculae.
spawn camping. The Grand Wizard really wants my brother's primo pasta, but giving this guy a little boy is like giving Stalin a secret police. Thankfully, Roderick has some tricks up his sleeve, which is almost as convenient as him being able to bypass plate armor to snap necks. Using Extinguioso, we escape with the fettuccine intact and return to the Chateau de Clementine.
Who's he?
Roderick. But shh.
What, does your name show up on a government website or something?
Right, I'm starving.
Could have fooled me. A few weeks later, as Roderick tries convincing me the stones speak to each other like Toy Story characters when humans aren't around.
Amicia! Come quickly! It's Hugo!
This is worse than I could have possibly imagined. We resolved to go back home as my mother probably had a remedy to slow down the primo before Melly returns with Arthur. There I was, my testicles looking like Squidward after a stampede, and therein comes the woman from Shrek.
Beatrice Darrow.
Mother is alive?
Amicia says not to tell Hugo as he probably has a disability and would do something stupid. Hugo has another seizure attack as the first threshold is fast approaching and me and Lucas return home to see what Mother had hidden in her closet. The rats seem to be performing an interpretive dance and we find a wounded soldier who begs for please. Grammatical mistake, AI detected, lethal force engaged. Getting to my father looking like a crop field after a flying saucer left its skid mark. Shit, they're evolving. Discovering the rats aren't touching any of the former household is quite strange, but the explanation is simple. Sitting right here beside the Community movie. Hugo's room has nothing, and Lucas's flawless reasoning determines that Roman ruins sound secretive enough for an alchemist. The Hunchback of Notre Dame was who really got stabbed in the first chapter, proving my mother really is still alive and the fisting was done on a living woman. At the ruins, I decide it's a grand idea to push the wooden structure blocking the rats, which ends about as you'd expect. Stupid. Inside the Chamber of Secrets, me and Lucas finally find it. The cannoli concoction. Lucas, you're breaking dozens of protocols. Waft! Waft! Beatrice almost had the cure despite no fettuccine, which is impressive on its own, but with the book, Lucas is confident shit. Using the braziers and defending against the rat's cum shot attack, I was able to buy enough time for Lucas to finish the cannoli. The rats themselves fear our alchemical mastery and let us pass. Returning to the Chateau de Mandarins and feeding Hugo his body weight in cannoli. He wants to see Mom. Well, let's hope he forgot about that conversation he overheard. He did not. I go looking for him, but the Jews forgot to cover their tracks, waking up to a fever dream where Laurentius, who was hyped up at the start for all of 5 minutes of his screen time, resides, before Hugo calls me racial slurs and wake up for real. Rescuing Hugo as he hears Mother and sets off to break the 200-meter, walking right up to the Inquisitor, who cannot believe that the elusive target he's been hunting for months just showed up begging to be imprisoned. We get to play as the human disability for the next hour as the Nirvana recheck ticks off all the boxes. Ooh, slight oversight on the escape route. The 5-year-old somehow sneaks past trained guards who couldn't keep a Muslim from a pride parade, arriving to the Grand Wizard who's getting goatseed by the Cardinal. Now, you see, child diddling, I get. But heroin? Excommunication! All that talk of goatsy reminds the Inquisitor to send his captain to prep Beatrice for her daily dose, who we follow. Making our way to a torture chamber with slightly better conditions than Chinese sweatshops and where Biden used his superpower on rats. Mother seems ecstatic to see me, her straight face is just giving her emotions away. I grab her cell key where Mother reorients and realizes I'm not Amicia, and that Hugo is at the first threshold, crossing it and unlocking the ability to control rats. I wonder why this door is slightly ajar. Don't know what else I expected from the human disability, except for disability to kick some ass. After a while, it's evident he hasn't reached the first threshold. Do I smell cannoli? I thought you said he reached it. You literally said he reached it 2 seconds ago. Learning the reason the Grand Wizard risks blood transfusions isn't to get rid of the HIV he caught on the island, but to absorb the powers of primo pasta for himself as Mother is taken away. Amicia awakens for real 3 days later, meaning at this point Hugo's ribs are likely in use as a bear's back scratcher somewhere, wanting to be left alone. Back at Chateau de Tangerine, she's still having nightmares about Hugo, but not bad enough to drink St. John's genital warts, thank you very much. Me and Arthur help Roderick conduct our usual mathematics, and it's a good thing the rats haven't developed DayZ movie-like abilities. Shit. Okay, so I guess Hugo just woke up one day and went, killing my sister would be nice. Almost escaping until the Crusader captain made me and Arthur's brains do the gritty. I wake up in the middle of a Kitchen Nightmares episode, still alive so Hugo could look into my eyes while taking my life. But shockingly, 5-year-olds aren't all too adept at fratricide, leaving the Crusader King to stab me himself.
Arthur, go make sure he's dead.
I got games on my phone! Arthur, you made sure he's dead, right? Well, that's just swell. After a boss fight where this behemoth shrugs off rats not once, not twice. Okay, it was twice, but he still put up a good fight. Melly is understandably enraged and wants revenge, and you know what? Fuck it. We have control of the rats with Hugo, the Grand Wizard is a heroin addict. The Inquisition doesn't sound German. I'd say we have a shot. A distraught Melly doesn't believe in caution. After using primo pasta to get past the guards, we last stand on top of a mansion and are forced to sacrifice Roderick. Roderick? After teaching Hugo the proper way to greet heroin addicts, we save some civilians. Good luck, guys. Just be careful. This place is swarming.
Hey!
We can literally push it together. We push the cart and eventually make it to the gate where Roderick, you got a little something. He lifts the gate, but after making our way across, Roderick's body has nothing left to give and he succumbs to... Did I miss the arrow in his G-spot or something? With Roderick dead, one of Hugo's best friends is martyred and all hope is lost. What can we even do against a whole Inquisition? And as our morale plummets, something finally clicks for the human disability. After ordaining the rats to get out of the way, we blast past the castle guards and with nothing between us and the heroin addict, we make our way to the final boss who has our mother as his canary fetish. We march through summoning rats all the way as I'm left to ponder why Amicia doesn't just dome the Pope with her sling. I mean, he's definitely in range. Okay, it's fine. I didn't really want to win anyways. The Pope, however, has a trick up his sleeve. The final culmination of the race wars. Melly and Lucas go to save Mother while me and Hugo engage in a Beyblade battle of epic proportions.
Hugo! Amicia, he must not abuse his power!
Oh, thanks for that. I almost let him conquer the world there. They free Mother, and after Hugo clears away, I'm able to directly hit him with the sling. I'm sure the first time was a fluke. Second round, we get him again. He's 80 pushing the grave. A light breeze would be cause for concern. And he's just brushing off 2 rocks at terminal velocity. Eventually, third time's the charm as Hugo celebrates by mean-mugging the guy he dunked on for 30 seconds. 3 days after the rat infestation has been defeated, we try to get into the carnival, but they aren't letting us through because of Hugo's, Look, I'm not racist, I'm just trying to be careful. After little Usain beats me in a race for the 53rd time this game, we give our mother's medicine to Lucas, saying she'll wake up in time for the sequel, as Hugo wonders why everyone hates him, Molly included, hence her leaving, riding off into the sunset with a heartwarming relationship dynamic and a sequel in the cards. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, check out my other content, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.